here with Gaia Causarano today, and we're talking about Emma Bovary and Gaia. So hello Gaia, we know already that Madame Bovary is your favorite text and your favorite character, and I would like to ask you to take us through the exercise that we've just done, about you comparing yourself to her, kind of establishing this parallelism, and kind of, tell us about that parallelism in itself, and if you can also give us a little context about, from your view, what the story is about at the core. What are these main themes and words that you have identified in it that really relate to you? And yeah, and what is this text about, and how is it that it's also about you?
Okay. So I always kind of receive this sort of like, there are many people in my life that told me that I was a sort of like Emma Bovary character, because every time that I try to explain something in my life, like the way that I see life and like I make sense of it is through literature. So everything that happens in my life is kind of filtered, with it, and this is what the character, this is what she kind of does. And like also in the way that there is a part in the beginning of the book where she kind of describe how she, like she started like read, like for her escaping the convent, like for her reading was kind of a way for escaping the convent life, and in a certain sense when I was a kid, for me reading was a way to escape as well, in a certain sense, a really provincial life that didn't give me a lot of opportunities. And so this is why I constantly related to her, and like even if it's, like other people think that it's simply a book about I don't know, like, yeah, it's a sort of like, it's more a critique of women, like it's how you're not supposed to behave, and like also the fact that the Flaubert, he decides to kill in the character, the way that she dies, it's like really painful. It seems like that he kind of wants to also, I don't know, yeah, telling her, this is what happened to women when they go against the law, when they are when they act immoral, because in the end, like she kind of looked like a bad character because she commits adultery many times in the novel, like 2 times. At a certain point, like she neglects her children, she neglects her husband, just because she's so obsessed to pursue her kind of personal goals. But the fact is that she's kind of obliged to how can I say, to escape, through adultery, because she cannot. That's the only possibility that it's kind of allowed to her, in a certain sense, like women can just escape committing adultery that time, because it's not like she could ask for a divorce, or she just like, leave her house and try to be to earn money on her own and be an independent woman. That was not not a possibility. So the book is about the fact that women are not, even when they want to be free, they are not, they simply don't have the means to to reach that goal. So it kind of, I think that he wants more to condemn society for not offering those means to break free than to just like do a portrait character, to criticize her. So I think this is what the book is about.
Yeah, and that's what you said in your own piece also, this idea of women being still condemned for the same things that Emma was condemned in the book. And yeah, and I'm also thinking back about kind of these moments in the text where she's looking at this clock, I think, and like that sense of waiting, and that sense of like being unable to take agency over your own destiny. Like, do you feel like in your life and still today we still need to kind of be aware of that sense that society still operates on us in that way, and that kind of stopping us from taking agency
Yeah, I mean, I think that we live life in especially in London. I kind of felt this that we live, in this neoliberal culture
Mhm.
that kind of says us, that if you don't reach your goals, it means that you're simply not good enough, or you're
Mhm.
not working enough,
Mhm.
or you're not. Instead, it's just like the reason. Instead, no, like there are obstacles that are
Mhm.
coming from above. Instead, like
Mhm.
this is a way, this is sort of like rhetoric that
Mhm.
actually fuels
Mhm.
inequalities.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because if you are not able to, eat
Mhm.
something at the end of the day, if you are not able to get the job that you want, if you're not able
Mhm.
to have the type of lifestyle that you want, it's simply your fault. It's not fault of the welfare state. It's not simply that. I think it's a really, just like it's a really,
Mhm.
contemporary,
Yeah.
issue. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as a, it's not that I'm not good enough as a woman.
Mhm.
Is that women are not helped to reach certain, position of power, or certain, or to think about alternative roles. Because, for
Mhm.
example, if you don't, um, make new policies about, helping women that want to have a child
Mhm.
and to be at work,
Mhm.
they're gonna be at a certain point obliged to,
Mhm.
make a decision
Yeah.
to be a
Yeah.
mother or to be a worker. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, we are still not helped, but
Yeah.
just in a different way. But the
Yeah.
narrative is still there.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And I'm wondering, was there a point in your life, or are you still at a point in your life when you need to remind yourself of this? Like, how did you kind of, what made a change from you for you between kind of being under this like spell of maybe capitalism, or this sense that yeah, it's all your fault, and maybe it's even more sexism than capitalism, but yeah, like, was there a point in your life where you became aware of this, or is it an ongoing kind of job for you to deconstruct this dynamic?
No, indeed, it was. I kind of became aware of these dynamics when I went to university and when I started reading English literature with film studies at King's. So paradoxically, they say that literature is a form of escapism of reality. Instead, literature is what may help me to figure out reality and to see the world for what it is and how does it really function. So yeah, it just like it didn't make me more deluded, it made me more conscious. And this is why I think that maybe, literature or cinema or any form of
Mhm.
art are so
Mhm.
sort of like, how can I say, I don't know, the, this, like now there is much more attention to do, STEM subjects, and humanities are disregarded, but I think that they do so because they know that they kind of give us the means
Yeah.
to see through things. And like I think that people that do humanities are much more prone to make a change. They are disruptive people, and people that are disruptive
Mhm.
are not
Mhm.
really welcome, which I
Yeah,
liked.
yeah, and I feel like also because humanities themselves made a disruption within us,
Yes.
we are then more prone to like take this out in the world, which kind of comes to my next question, because I feel like media, what we're trying to do here is exactly that, like finding ways to put together literature and us, the real us. And also, I remember from one of the black and white versions of Madame Bovary on film, in this one where she collects magazines and like she loves, celebrities, and she's
Yeah.
really just like enamored by this kind of media culture, even in her time. And I'm wondering, if that kind of reflects on you nowadays, or what your opinion is on this, and how do you see this kind of pursuing maybe the wrong things in her character, because I feel like even though she's got amazing qualities, maybe where the point where she fails is the kind of attributes she gives to happiness and success.
Yes.
So she does have a quite a narrow kind of mindset as to what that may look like.
Yeah, I mean, she's a character that think that maybe she equates happiness with having a really troubled emotional, love relationship,
Mhm.
or she equates happiness with being from an upper
Mhm.
class, from
Mhm.
wearing fancy dresses to go to like fabulous parties. You know, there is this episode in the book where she goes to this party with her husband Charles, and then I feel that nowadays, in a similar way, we still kind of have media that I don't know, propose us a very I don't know, shallow ways. You know, that, like they promise us sort of like a easy or type of happy, like I don't know, you're gonna be happy if you're gonna have, you know, this type of body, or if you're gonna dress the way, or if you're, you know, like, and if you want to achieve that, you have to be, you know, feminine, and to be feminine it means this, and you know, you have to go to those places, and you have to aspire to. So yeah, we are still sort of like there are, you know, media, yeah, of course keeps dictating, you know, the way that's, you know, we should act like.
Yeah, and the way we should live out our lives, and it's kind of like, let's tick these boxes, and then you'll be, which is kind of the same problem she has at the end of the day. So yes, I feel like that's also another thing you guys have in common. And what do you think she should have done to change that, and what will you do that will differ from like her kind of unraveling of events, which wasn't the best?
I mean, I think that maybe you're gonna say something that is really I don't know, like harsh to say, but paradoxically, in her position, like indeed the act of suicide was the only way to free herself. So like it was, I see it as an act of rebellion, and like I don't want to but like of course nowadays we don't have to do that.
Exactly.
We don't have to do that. So and like how the thing that's the way that we can we change things is like I think having this type a conversation and like I don't know, just like doing this type of projects where we try to use you know media in different ways, you know, like you know, use them to kind of propose a counter
narrative.
And because people, when you offer them an option, they actually gonna embrace it, you know. Like we have nowadays as women, we have the option to choose, of course, that's what she didn't have.
Yeah, so we are at the point of the antithesis to that status quo that we have. Okay, I love that. Thank you so much for being with us, and you can see Gaia's video on our channel.